Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a book haul, which if you could see the stepladder next to me, you'd see we're going to need to do a lot of books here. July has brought a lot of the books because of Prime and some other stuff. So here is two of the bookmarks that I got at Books A Million, which I'm going to tell a story later. They're wooden and I absolutely love them. You guys know from my Heartless review that I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland. Like, I'm obsessed with it. So this is a really cool bookmark that We're All Mad Here. They were like $2 at Books A Million. And Books A Million has so many cool things. I got some cute Alice in Wonderland necklaces and all kinds of stuff. But these are beautiful. It says, "We're all mad here." And then she reads, "As one would breathe air to fill up and live." Which they're wooden and they're beautiful and artistic. So, first of all, there's 1,000, am I holding it upside down? 1,000 Sideways Miles by Andrew Smith, which this book, I've heard so much about it for so long. And I love horses. I used to do competitive horse riding. So just seeing this cover is amazing. I've read Winger and I loved that book. So many people have talked so well about this. I'm pretty sure I've heard about this one the most on Jesse the Reader's channel, who, if you're not surprised, subscribe to him. Where have you been? This book just seems funny and entertaining, which I'm usually a fantasy and dystopian reader. So sometimes I need this in my life. And also, I got that on bookoutlet.com for $2. I got another book here from the book outlet, and together they were $4 for two hardcover books that, mind you, are not that old. Then I got Roar by Cora Carmack, and this was on my trip to Barnes & Noble to get Because You Love to Hate Me, which is a long story, which we will get to when I get to that book pretty soon. I absolutely love this cover. Like, of course, women with swords will always be a good book for me. I absolutely love it. I think this book will be wonderful. I've heard a lot of people relate it to like Lord of the Rings and fantasy and fairy tales, so yes, I just hit my face. If you're into that, I would totally pick up this book. I mean, I haven't read it yet, but I've heard so many good things, especially from like friends of mine, that I want this. I want to read it so much. Plus Jennifer L. Armentrout blurb. Then this one is called The Sandcastle Empire, and it says, "When all hope is gone, how do you survive?" This is another kind of, I bought it because I've seen so many people rave about it, and recently I've realized that I need to stop being so critical about things I like. Usually I'm like, well, I like fantasy, so I won't like that. So when I look at these books, and I hear so many people, even my friends, talk about this, I want to enjoy this story. And if I don't like it because of the genre, maybe I won't. But if I never try it, then what's the harm? I mean, the story is for everybody. And it looks so beautiful. And anything that starts with before the war is something I will probably like. Then this one, A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, just seemed really entertaining and really fun. It's about this guy in... I'm a history buff. Why do I not know what century? But he is going around the world, and it's just hijinks and all kinds of entertainingness. And then we hit this book, Because You Love to Hate Me, which I'm sure you all have seen plastered in everywhere, from Instagram to Facebook to Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that there was a saga with this book. So I wanted to buy it over a year ago when it was first announced. And I was like, I'm so excited about this. Some of my friends like Whitney are on here, and I want to read this book. And like Marissa, who I love, everything. So I tried to order it on Amazon, but then I've been trying not to order from Amazon because sometimes Amazon gets it from third parties. And I was like, I love these people. Why don't I make the trek down to Barnes & Noble, which is like 20 to 30 minutes from my house, and pick this up? So I planned everything. I was kind of sick, so I said, "Hey Dad, can you go down to Target for me?" Well, long story short, Target did not have it. they said, "What, we've never heard of this book," and it comes out today. So my dad tried like a couple other stores, even with me. Nobody had it. Barnes & Noble, never heard of it. None of those authors are even popular. Nobody sells it. But then I see people everywhere posting about how they have it, they got it. So I was kind of like, what? So we drove around to like 5 different stores and nobody had it. And the Barnes & Noble lady was like, she said, "You're the 18th person that's come asking for this book and we don't have it." I even called my grandpa, who is in Utah with Brooke, and I was like, "Can you pick this book up for me?" And he said one of the stores had 28 calls that day and nobody had it. So we drove an hour and 30 minutes because a friend of mine was able to put it on hold at Books A Million. And so we drove there and we drove back and we got home at 11 and I finished it. And I am a proud reader. This is the other book I got at the book outlet, and it's called Anastasia and Her Sisters. I've always been obsessed with Anastasia and her story, and I really liked this book because it was almost like a diary, but it wasn't. It was more like her telling her story and just the interestingness of Anastasia, who is kind of an impish troublemaker, but also a high lady, and the downfall of a girl who was born into the right family at the wrong time. It's beautiful, it's good. Carolyn Meyer writes great things. Then we have my current read, Hunted, by Megan Spooner. And I love Megan Spooner, and some of my friends who are booktubers, shout out to, I think it was Nikki, who said that she read this and she loved it. If it was, I'll link their channel down below. But I absolutely am in love so far. I'm reading it also while reading Ferris, which I don't read 2 books usually at the same time. But I'm enjoying it. I'm loving the almost creepy fairy tale-esque-ness of it. And then I have Flame of the Mist with that stupid Target tattoo because I love all of Renee Audier's other books, so I thought I should pick this up. But I've heard so many people say that she's like copying from other famous books in this and stuff, so I'm just not sure. Then we have Eliza and Her Monsters, which an internet creator and or fanfiction is always a good thing. I'm psyched to check this out. Then we have One of Us is Lying, which my friend actually read, and it's really cool. I'm not sure how someone dying in detention, you couldn't immediately know who the murderer was, but you know, find out. Then When Dimple Met Rishi, I'm really excited to read this. I just dropped a book. I never do that, but that's what happens when you film in your dad's library. When Dimple Met Rishi, I really have been trying to become more aware of other cultures. I've never really been hate other cultures or anything, but I feel like I'm ignorant and it's not their job to tell me about their culture. So I like reading about main characters, especially like own voices, so I can hear exactly what they have to say, like how their culture works, and understand a main character, because I like to read books with people that are not necessarily like me, so I can understand a new mindset, a new thought process. And then last but not least, I have A List of Cages by Robin Rowe, who I have heard so much about this book, especially from Jesse. He loves it. I don't even know what it's about, but I've heard it's got some mental health stuff, and I'm game for that, so we will check this book out. And I will see you again with a new video.